We got grass growing. We got chicks in the brooder. Today we're starting seeds. It's gonna be a great day. We're also gonna can up a bunch of broth. It seems like it's a little too early for spring to be here. We're gonna roll with the punches. We're gonna plant some seeds inside, and it's gonna be a great day. Grab these two. Alright, well I think I have enough space over here. I got some trays and stuff pulled out, so you take those outside and start getting some seeds sitting there. I'm going to bring the rest of the shelving stuff in here and get the shelf built, get everything plugged in, and then go from there. Alright, well I got the shelf kind of all set up. I have everything plugged in right now. Just checking the lights, making sure they're working. I do like to usually have like one smaller shelf so that like it's closer to the light, and then a couple bigger shelves. And then I usually throw just a plain shelf on the bottom, on the top, just to hold some extra storage. I'm letting everything kind of get going just so these mats can heat up a little bit, and then they'll kind of flatten out. But once I'm not going to start that many seeds, so I'll maybe have 3, maybe 4 trays. So I'll just basically have down here plugged in and going, and then as I get bigger, move them up here as we up pot them, and then eventually they'll make their way into the garden. Which, as of right now, the garden doesn't exist. I am planning on building a couple raised beds. They're going to be super quick and dirty raised beds out in front of our house. So that'll be coming up pretty soon, but I can at least get these seeds started. It'll take a few weeks for them to get going, and then hopefully by that time I'll have the garden ready. Still gotta get soil, still gotta get more compost, but this will be a good start. So, all right. So it seems like most of the day I've spent inside the kitchen making a big batch of carnitas for. We just like to have it vacuum packed and save it for making nachos or tacos or whatever, and in that I'm also making a braised pork dish. But when I was going through the freezers, I noticed we had a lot of our chicken carcasses from last year's birds, so I thought it might be a good idea to make a big old batch of chicken stock. We'll let it cook all tonight, and then tomorrow we can try to can it. I'm pretty new to canning, but I have canned some chicken stock, some beans, some other stuff, so we're going to give it a go. Plus I need to make room in the freezer. I have a bunch of carcasses in here. I have a bag full of chicken necks and a bag full of a ton of chicken feet. And then I have this bag of, this is like onion scraps, leek scraps, some parsnip tops, carrots, just stuff that I didn't want to feed the pigs, but stuff I want to save for the stock. So I'm going to get all of the aromatics and stuff into the pot, and then I'll start opening up these bags and getting the chicken carcasses and feet and all that stuff in there. We should make for a pretty good broth. Pull out some of this stuff. We got salt, peppercorns, a few onions, some herbs and garlic, carrots. pot I have going. You can see it's pretty big. I have it partially full of water, maybe about, I don't know, halfway full, maybe a little bit less. I will add all the veggies and aromatics into it, add some salt, add some apple cider vinegar, and then I'll start going on the all the chicken and stuff. Trash bag, but so all these are just I think there's 2 carcasses per bag. In there, I'll put everything in this bag. And usually we'll just make, you know, a pot on the stove of chicken stock, but since I'm getting into canning, I figured let's make a huge batch. We'll have the canner going all day tomorrow, and it's nice to actually be outside. First year that me and my wife processed chickens, we left most of the chickens whole. So me and my wife realized we just didn't eat that much chicken in the whole bird form. So the next time we butchered some chickens, we started piecing them out into breasts, wings, some tenders. We usually left those with the breasts, and then like the thighs or leg quarters. And so these are all from birds that we've parted out. So there's maybe just a little bit of meat left on the bones, not much though, but we'll make really good stock. Alright, almost done with the carcasses. Now when we do this, you know, we try to save as much as we possibly can. So we have all their feet, their necks. I love putting feet and necks into stock, or bone broth, or broth, whatever you want to call it. I know there's some technical differences, but I'm making what I'm making. But this really helps boost the flavor and all the collagen and all that stuff, kind of stuff. So it really makes a good broth. About the only thing we don't use from the chicken would be the head, the feathers, the guts. Even that, the head, the feathers, the guts, we compost all of that stuff, and yeah, we really try to use as much as we possibly can. So I'm gonna get this now into this pot. I think I probably have a dozen or so carcasses, maybe a little bit more. Probably, I don't know, 20 feet. I don't know what it said. I usually write it down, but I don't think this one did. And then, you know, I don't know, 20 or so necks. So we'll get this in there, get some apple cider vinegar, some salt, and then we'll just let it go for as long as it takes. All right. I'm gonna try not to splash everybody, including myself. All right. So everything nice and cozy up in here. I don't know if you can see that. That's what it looks like. I'll probably add the salt, add the apple cider vinegar, and then I'll top it up with water, probably up to, I don't know, maybe here. It will be going, you know, pretty much all night. I do have it on high right now, but I will turn it down once it starts really going. We'll just keep an eye on it. As far as salt goes, I'm just kind of taking my best guess, but I'm probably gonna do like 2 pretty decent sized handfuls. Maybe 2.5. Then a very precise few glugs of apple cider vinegar. I don't know, we'll see what it looks like in a little while. So I'm going to top this up with water and then put the lid on and check back in a few hours. That's pretty much it. Alright, well, I got enough stuff right now for, I don't know, maybe 4 trays. 4 trays with this stuff, so I'm going to go through, see what seeds I want to plant, what I can plant right now, and then, yeah, get my hands dirty, so, let's see. Alright, so I'm going to start filling them up, and I'll get some, so I use, are these popsicle sticks to label my seeds. So I'll usually plant like a whole, you know, set, or maybe I'll just do one little 6-pack tray. So I have these little trays that fit in here, and then I have some bigger pots that will fit in these same trays. I like these trays quite a bit. So either I'll label each individual 6-cell, or I'll label, you know, a bank. Alright, so got them all watered in and put in their home for the next few weeks. It is a pretty crude setup. I would like to have a little bit more space, but this will do for this season. I'm gonna head inside now that this is done and get some lunch. And once I'm done eating, I will get my canner set up so I can start canning all of that broth. Alright, well, I got the lid off. It's still very hot, but the flame's off. So I'm gonna see if I can lift this basket up and out. Alright, that worked out pretty good. This is actually the first time I've ever done this method. So I'm gonna pull this out. I'll go put it in the grass right here. Let it finish draining. Alright. See what we got. Bring it in closer. So as you can see, it's not perfect, but we did get most of it out. So there's still a little bit of stuff, but I can grab a strainer and get the rest of that out, and then we'll have however much chicken broth this is. Quite a bit. Yeah, so I strained it a little bit, so I'm gonna let it kind of probably kick it back on, let it reduce down just a little bit more. Alright, so I got 2 cans full. Oops, sorry, I'm going to kick you. Got 2 pressure canners going. The one on the left is started. So once it starts steaming like crazy, almost there, measure for 10 minutes. This one will be just a few minutes behind. And I'll let it go for I think 35 minutes. I'm not sure, I have my notes over here. Alright, so it's getting a little late, so the sun's going down a little bit, but got the first batch out. So I got 14 jars ready to go. I got another batch going on over here. The dog's in the background, and I still have maybe a third of that pot still full of broth. So either I'll can the rest tomorrow, or I might be able to run a third batch tonight, kind of depends, or I might take it all, put it on a pot inside and really like condense it down, and then can that into smaller jars where I can add a jar of that and a jar of water and make it a little bit better. So that's probably where I'm going to leave it tonight. So again, thanks for watching and good night.